Atul Mehra is with us now, fund manager at Motilal Oswal Asset Management Company. Atul, good morning. Good to have you with us here. Thank you for your time. I just want to start with at Motilal, and we've spoken about this with Ramdevji many times. Financialization and especially the capital market segment has been a big focus area for as a thought process.
Yeah.
So just wanted to get a sense from you. I mean, what's your thinking here? Start with exchanges first, and then, of course, brokers and wealth managers second, and maybe also asset managers. What's the thinking? Go on, Atul.
Hi, Prashant. Good morning, and thanks for having me on the show. So, yes, so if you look at capital markets ecosystem, I would say that we are still in the very early stages. We have come a long way. Like, we've seen phenomenal growth in the last few years, especially the last 4 years post-COVID. But if you think about it, the numbers, even today, like we have about 4.5 crore unique mutual fund investors in India. Even DMAT, if you look at it, while the gross number is about 17 odd crores, uniques would still be about 8 to 9 crores, not more than that. So if you draw a little bit of a parallel to what happened to the US in, say, 1980s onwards. So 1984 in the US, the AUM, equity AUM was about $80 billion. And it went to like almost $3 trillion in the next 2 decades, right? So during this phase, you saw that the participation, which was low single digit in terms of household penetration of equities, that went up significantly. And today, like US households own more than, like most of the US households have exposure to equity markets. So I think what has happened is after COVID, we've seen this in terms of digitization wave helping the capital markets wave. Markets have obviously done well. But we believe that even now, we are still in the early stages. So in the next 10 years, you would see that across the board, capital markets participation should continue to do well, and we will see more and more participants coming about. And that underlying theme is what is reflected across exchanges, brokers, asset management companies. So it is the same theme, but everybody is a beneficiary because it's in the same value chain. So we are bullish on in terms of the prospects for in terms of capital markets, ecosystem, financialization, and digitization, and so on.
Atul, so bullish on the prospects and also comfortable with the valuations? What about the second part of it?
So that depends. So we always like have a bottom up in terms of stock picking framework. So we have exposures in terms of some of the names in the ecosystem. But again, like I would say that valuation is a function of the growth outlook ahead and the capital efficiency of the business. So a lot of these businesses are extremely capital efficient. Most of them are agency businesses. You don't need money to grow these businesses. So capital efficiency is absolutely amazing. Growth is on a tailwind. And obviously some of them have done exceptionally well. But in the context of the growth and capital efficiency, some of them are, I would say, even now reasonably priced.
Hi, Atul. Good morning and good to see you. When you manage, I think, the large cap fund as well. And how are you positioned out there? HDFC Bank has been a bit of a drag, for most portfolios in the last 18 to 24 months. But now of late, suddenly it appears the big boys come out to bat. Your view on this large name, do you think now the stars are aligning and things should look up from here on in terms of a stock price move?
Yes, so I would say that HDFC Bank, it's gone through a major time correction for the last 5 years now, almost. Like we haven't seen any return on the stock. And if you look at the valuation, derating has been absolutely massive. So it has derated in terms of the valuation multiples over the last 4 to 5 years. So at this point in time, what we've seen, at least again more lately, is with this entire FII sell-off that we've seen over the month and so on and so forth. So some of these stocks, they were starting to do well. But with this recent bout of like $8 billion of selling, again, like a lot of the mega caps have sold off. So if you, the way we think about it is like in the portfolio that we run in the large cap mutual fund, we believe that some of the banking names are very well placed. Valuations are very attractive. And as and when you see in terms of participation from FIIs come back, and even otherwise, like as the number delivery comes about, you will see that some of these stocks starting to outperform again.
Atul, just sort of talk about one more sector, and I think you guys were pretty early on Zomato, right? And the whole turnaround the complete change in the company has been phenomenal, and the stock has been reflecting that, right? So kudos on that call. But what are you making of quick commerce? Because now it's far more than just talking about one stock, right? A lot of companies, FMCG companies, are talking about disruption. Delivery channels are really going all over the place. We had DMart refer to it, we had Dabur refer to it. So how are you looking at the whole quick commerce consumer space? I don't know if you have any thoughts on Swiggy, and also how it is impacting the rest of the consumer ecosystem. So what are you playing here, and what would you stay away from?
So Subhi, in terms of quick commerce as a space, in all our conversations and all our ground checks, it suggests that this is an absolutely new channel, and this is a channel of the future. Because what quick commerce has been able to do is something in terms of very unique, and it doesn't exist anywhere in the world. Like the kind of delivery ecosystem that we have in quick commerce here, and it also is a function of the amount of labor that we have, the cost of labor, etc., etc. So all those enabling factors and the population being very dense. So all these factors coming together, quick commerce is a very Indian phenomena, and it is a channel which is becoming much, much bigger. It's growing exponentially, and the use cases are only expanding by the day. So we are, in terms of very, very optimistic on the future prospects for quick commerce. It's also enabling, whenever there's a new channel that comes up, it enables new set of business models. Like, for example, if you think about e-commerce, when it came up, Amazon and Flipkart and all, it gave birth to so many different brands, so many different direct-to-consumer businesses, which would not have had access to the traditional general trade channel. So similarly, in quick commerce, again, we are seeing not just the channel itself, but there are many businesses which are born on quick commerce and which are scaling very, very significantly. And overall, I think that this is something that is going to be a mainstream channel in the next decade or so.
Got that. Atul, just this new frontier for India, of course, is building out the semiconductor ecosystem, right? OSAT is one, and now, of course, we're talking about proper fab, but of course, it's coming through from some of the largest players like Tata's, etc. From a listed perspective, are there any? Are you trying to look? Have you looked? Have you found any? How to play this?
So EMS is one direct proxy to this particular space. So EMS has been a theme which has played out extremely well. And the prospects even from here for EMS as a theme are fairly strong, because the focus is on manufacturing, the focus is on import reductions and more in terms of domestic manufacturing. So while we don't have a direct in terms of semiconductor play as yet, but EMS generally as a space is a direct proxy on the manufacturing theme. So I think that is how it is at this point in time. There are many new businesses also which would likely come in the market over the period of time. And also, like, some of the traditional companies also are now getting into this space. So I think there are opportunities across the board, and the best way to play this theme is through the EMS players.
Okay. All right, Atul, we'll leave it on that note for this morning. Thank you very much for joining in. Good conversation. We look forward to the next one. You have a good day.